Om. 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 Bhadram karnebi शृणुयाम देवा भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्रा स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुं सस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमि स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ओम शांति शांति शांति। मुंडकोपनिषद थर्ड खंड, थर्ड मुंडक, फर्स्ट खंड, मंत्र 7, 8। बृहच्च दिव्यमचिन्त्य रूपम सूक्ष्माच्च तत्सूक्ष्मतरं विभाति दूरात् सुदूरे तदिहान्तिके च पश्यत्स्वहैव निहितं गुहायां न चक्षुषा गृह्यते नापि वाचा नान्यैर्देवैर्तपसा कर्मणा वा ज्ञानप्रसादेन विशुद्धसत्त्वः ततस्तुतं पश्यते निष्कलं ध्यायमानः। We have seen mantra 8 up to न अन्यैहि देवैहि tapasa. Though so far the Upanishad has unfolded what the Akshara Brahma is, what is Paravidya, the means to gain it. Again, the nature of Brahma is being unfolded only because Brahma, our Swarupa, the very basis of entire creation, is an entity which is beyond the range of our Jnanendriyas and the mind intellect. It is Atindriya, transcenses. Even the mind intellect cannot objectify it as this, because it is a very subject principle because of which all these are able to function. The words can't describe it, and therefore it needs to be unfolded from different standpoints so that the mukshu may grasp it and know it at least by one method or other. It depends on the texture of the buddhi, intellect of the individual. Different people have got different capacities. So therefore, the one and the same Parabrahma Tattva, the true nature of one and all, the very basis of entire Jagat, the very nature of Parameshwara, this is being unfolded from different standpoints. So here it said, no chakshusha grihati. It cannot be seen by the eyes because it has no form. Only an entity which has got a form can be seen. How can you see which has no form? Can you see air? Can you see space? No. You can feel, you can hear air, you can hear sound, this akasha, but you can't see. So here is something which has no form, therefore cannot be seen by the eyes. Napi vacha. Again, another thing is there. Anyai devahina. Not only eyes, it cannot be perceived by other jnanendriyas also. They are set for sense organs, jnanendriyas. It cannot be known by any other jnanendriyas because it has no shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, either any or all as its gunadharma, as its characteristic feature. See, we think that we can know anything, everything. It is not true. Only those things which are perceptibly available, which are called as indriya pratyaksha, which can be seen, heard, taste, touch, and smell, either directly or by scientific gadgets with enhanced power. But it should be perceptibly available. This is not so. And which is not perceptibly available cannot be an object of mind and intellect. The indriyas which supply the data to mind, intellect, wherein it can objectify it. Where this data itself is impossible, how can the mind and the intellect can objectify that this? Not possible. So therefore, whether eyes or other sense organs, it cannot be seen, perceived. Napi vacha, the words cannot describe, because the words have their own limitations to describe, it cannot be. Naiva tapasa, no tapasa. Tapas, varieties of ascetic practice are there, which can accomplish very great things. Even those tapas are unable to gain you this Atma Brahma because it is an already existent entity. The tapas or any karmas can produce only 4 types of results. There is no 5th type of result that can be accomplished by karmas action, whether laukika karmas, worldly activities, or Vedic karmas. Karmas enjoined by Vedas, including smarta karma. Karmas enjoined by the Smritis. Whatever type of karma it may be, action may be, it has got only 4 types of result in which what? Parameters. Chaitanya Rupa Atma Akshara Brahma does it fit. So therefore, say, na karmanava. This Atma karmanava na griyate. Cannot be known, cannot be perceived, means cannot be gained by karma. Here we have to say what are the 4 types of results that karma can bring about or produce. First is, what is that called? Utpadya. A thing which can be produced. You sow a seed and produce a tree or something like that. Produce. Otherwise, in the manufacturing unit, you can produce many things as well. But what can you produce? A thing which is not already existent in nature. A thing which is already existent is not available for you to produce because it's already there. So therefore, Chaitanya Rupa Atma Akshara Brahma is Nitya Astitva Swarupa, ever existent in nature. That isness in each and everything is what that Chaitanya Atma Brahma only. So that means the case, say, one thing, it cannot be produced. Second result can be prapya or apya. You can reach or you can gain it. What you can reach and what can gain? An entity which is paroksha, which is remote to you, either in terms of time or space. For example, you are in your whatever place, city, whatever you are there. But for you to go to, let us say, Rishikesh, you have to travel. Travel in terms of what? Space. Otherwise, you can't reach there. So, Atma is not an entity which is somewhere and you cover the space and reach it. What is the nature of Atma? It is sarvavyapi, all pervasive in nature. Not only that, it is what we take as I. You may refer to it I in any language. It means one and the same subjective entity, I. And if you scrutinize it further, you will have to scrutinize our three states of experiences: waking, dream, and deep sleep state. This much we know by our faculty of recollection, that whatever that entity, I, me, is the waking, is the dream, is the sleep. But the features of all these three, waking state, waking experience and waker, dream state, dream experience, the dreamer, deep sleep state, sleeper, and dream experiences, they go on varying. But me as the common denominator is in and through all the time, shaking off all my specific features in the waking, dream, and sleep. The feature of one state is not in the other. Means I am free from them. So that common entity which Mandukya refers to as fourth one. Truly, there is no fourth at all. It is the entity which is the waking, dream, and sleep, and also exists when you undo, drop off the specific features of waking, dream, and sleep. That's why the fourth. It is in and through all these. It is independent of all these. So that is what the true nature of myself is. So that being the case everywhere, not only everywhere, it is me. How can you reach it? Can you reach yourself? So space-wise, it is not possible. Time-wise, nitya. There's no time when Atma is not there. Otherwise, no, see, Atma starts on Monday at 6 a.m. Before that, Atma was not there. Is it so? No. There is no time when Atma is not there. No, Swamiji, I know. I know a time when Atma was not there. Acha, you are a genius then. But did you know or not? Yes. What did you know? Atma is not there now. My dear sir, the one who knows is Atma. Where was he missing? So therefore, Chaitanya Rupa Atma Akshara Brahma, being ever existing principle, which is all pervasive in nature, cannot be something which can be reached either in terms of space or time. So, apya prapya is not possible. Fourth result is what is called as vikarya. Vikarya means that can be gained by some change. Milk is there. You put curdling, get the curds. You have modified the milk into curds. Vikara. Some chemical reactions. Vikara. But Chaitanya Rupa Atma is avikriya, ever non-changing in nature. An entity which is ever non-changing in nature, how can it be modified? How can it be transformed? How it can be changed? Not possible at all. So that way also karmas cannot help us. The last one that is remaining is samskarya. Subjected to samskara. Samskaras can be of two types. You supplement it some plus features or remove negative features. See, you are emaciated. You can eat nutritious food and put on the weight. You are overweight. You can diet and reduce the excessive weight. Let us say brass door knob. It has gathered many oxides. You get metal polish and rub it. It shines. So those oxides you have removed, samskar. What you call purification. Purification or adding something which is not there. What can you do about the Chaitanya Atma Brahman? It is Paramananda Swarupa, totally free from sorrows. Where this is the case, Chaitanya Rupa Atma is an entity to which you cannot add anything which it needs for betterment, nor can you remove anything which is not desired. Sorrow is not there at all. Paramananda Swarupa, never changing, no birth, no death, no diseases, no ashanaya pipasa, hunger, thirst. All these negative features of samsara are not there. And Swarupataha Paramanda, whereafter you don't need anything. So therefore, samskara, this purification is not possible. And that being the case, what? Na karmanava. Even by karma, whether laukika or vaidika. See, in the karmas, the result of Vedic karma is something superior. So what you can gain through Vedic karma is far, far superior to what you can accomplish through the Laukika worldly activities. So here, both types of karmas cannot help you to gain Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa. So it cannot be gained. Well, you have elaborated, the Upanishad has elaborated the means by which you cannot gain or know Atma Brahma. But what is the method? How can we get it? Or is it so? It is next to impossible to know Atma. So that means, is it so that it is next to impossible to get freed from this so-called calamitous samsara? Is it so? If it were so, all the Shastras would have given us some methods by which you can enrich your happiness and decrease your sorrow, depending on your capacity, etc., the varying degrees. But Shastra doesn't stop there. Shastra says your Swarupa is what? Your Swarupa. means you in reality is limitless happiness, free from even the least trace of sorrow, free from the cycle of birth and death, which heralds all sorrows. You are. Who says, Shastra says, left to myself, if I introspect myself, not only I am not that, but what I find myself to be at present moment is right opposite to it. Are we to conclude that it's impossible for us? Shastra says, no, it can be gained. How? Second line says, Jnanena, Jnana Prasadena. It should be taken this way. Jnana Prasadena, Vishuddha Sattvaha Bhavati. Tasmat. Tasmat, that is what? Tataha. Tataha means Tasmat Vishuddha Sattvataha. Tam Atmanam Pashyate. And what is the Atmanam? Nishkalam Atma. Nishkalam Tam. We'll see what is that. Word by word, we'll see after. Nishkalam Atmanam Pashyate. By doing what? Dhyayamana. So let us see word by word. Jnana Prasadena. Now see, we should know exactly the words used in the Upanishad in what sense. For example, the word jnana is used there. We know the meaning of word jnana, our language also. What is knowledge? But Sanskrit is such a language, the very highly refined language. Sanskritam, Samyakritam is not that way. Girvana Bhasha, Daiva Bhasha. The best language, if at all available in the world, is Sanskrit. Very tightly, what? It is fixed. You keep any word anywhere in the sentence, the meaning can never change. Otherwise, even a comma can play disaster. You know that very famous English statement. The judge gave a verdict, leave him, comma, not hang him. Means acquitted. The typist, that one who was have the script judgment, he made a mistake. Leave him not, comma, hang him. See, one comma can play with the life of the accused. That limited language, not English. Of course, you may say you can change the wording. Yes, that's true, but this also is possible. So if you put any word, anywhere, anything, meaning is the same, like that what they call tangier doll, a doll. To throw it, head up. So correct meaning comes. So therefore here, see, jnana, the knowledge that you actually get, also jnayate anena iti jnanam. The means by which you gain the knowledge also is called jnana in Sanskrit. It means buddhi. Jnana word can also mean buddhi, intellect, by which we gain the knowledge. What is called vijnanam. Even the word vijnanam. The word vijnana is a bhavavachaka noun. The abstract noun means knowledge principle. Whereas as a karma, as an instrument, Vijnanai yajnam tanute. Vijnanam yajnam tanute. There it vijnana means buddhi. Jnayate anena iti. Vijnanam. It becomes instrumental. Otherwise, it can be nominative with the bhavavachaka, abstract noun. Knowledge, vijnana can be knowledge or the means by which you gain the knowledge, buddhi. Same thing here. Jnana, knowledge, or the means by which you gain the knowledge also is buddhi. That is what buddhi. So therefore here the phrase jnana prasadena means buddhi prasadena. Buddhi prasadena. Buddhi prasadena. What is meant by prasada? What is meant by prasada? So prasada is prasannata, favorableness. Now here in this context, the technical word. So what is meant by prasada is, that's also whose prasada it is? Buddhehe prasada. Prasada of buddhi. It means, see, buddhehe brahma prasananukula swachhata adarshavat. That swachhata, that clarity, that purity of buddhi, of intellect, which is anukula, favorably disposed for Brahma Prathana. Prathana means exhibiting, display. So that state of your buddhi, which is now in a condition to exhibit, display, or reveal Brahma, the Chaitanya Swarupa, the pure conscious principle, in its true nature, totally free from all that is erroneously superimposed on that. Like Adarshavat, like a clean mirror. You stand in front of clean mirror, you can see your face as it is. Of course, mirror has to be plane, neither concave nor convex. Suppose that mirror is totally covered by the dust. Can you see the image, reflection? No, you have to clean it. Or let us say, water. So if the water is muddy, you can't see the reflection clear. Or if the water is shaky, clear but shaky, you can't see that properly. It should be pure and steady. So like this, every buddhi, the intellect of one and all, of humans, of course, not animals, etc. Humans have, it has the capacity to reveal, display, exhibit, reflect, as it were, our true nature as it is. So this capacity is there, for which the buddhi must be prasanna. It is called as jnana prasada. How is it gained? By vishuddha antakarana, sattva. Here Sattva stands for Antakarana, psyche. By Vishuddha Antakarana, by pure Antakarana. And what is that pure? Same one. The mind intellect equipment, which has got the capacity to reveal your Swarupa. The Shuddha Antakarana, Vishuddha Antakarana itself is what? Jnana Prasada. What happens there? Where in Bhagavad Gita, Bhashya on verse 18th chapter, verse 50. Bhashyakara Adi Shankaracharya makes it very clear that this Antakarana or Buddhi of ours is such that it does have an inherent capacity to appear itself exactly like what Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa is. This capacity is given by Parameshwara as the very feature of Buddhi. But presently, because of our value structure, because what we want in life, this Buddhi is totally preoccupied in the perceptible world, and 24/7 it is the state of flux, changing like shaking water. Muddy water, many unwanted things are there, which create sorrows, tensions, confusion, honor, dishonor. As a result, the state of our buddhi or mind is such that either it is like the mirror fully covered by dust or shaking muddy water. Because by their very constitution, by their very makeup, indriyas and the mind run toward the sense object vishayas. They always get engrossed in, because our value is that I will be happy by getting this and that. I will be free from sorrow if I get rid of that. Because of this value structure, it has to get entangled in the drishya jagat, perceptible world. Such buddhi cannot have vishuddha sattva or jnana prasada. So that being the case, one has to become what is called in Mundakopanishad, Avritta Chakshu. Literally means the one who has withdrawn his eyes from the fire. Means we have to withdraw our buddhi, of course, beginning from the indriyas, from their preoccupation in the vishayas, for which we'll have to re-evaluate our value structure. Here comes the role of cutting the world to its size, in the sense that our wrong notion that we can get happiness from the world needs to be scrutinized and given up. Happiness cannot be concurrent and inherent feature of the Jagat, of world of objects and beings and events. Happiness is our basic nature. What we refer to as I, in reality, is limitless happiness, for which this antakarana needs to be withdrawn That is that's what you call, what necessary is in the technical term, vairagya, based on proper training of the mind called viveka, not just abstract. What is that? Just by force withdrawing, it will boomerang because value is there still. So by proper training of the mind, by viveka, one has to develop vairagya. The more and more intensity of vairagya, if you have gained, more and more you have jnana prasada, buddhi prasada, antakarana prasada. And if you say, in spite of viveka, training the mind about the exact nature of vishayas, still I am not able to withdraw from my value structure from the vishayas. If that is the case, the diagnosis is your durita. Durita means the sins accumulated in the past life is very, very substantial. It needs to be nullified. Better take the means such as Bhagavan Nama Smarana or certain karmas, etc., by which that durita can be removed. You know, in our culture, when some puja, etc., is done, before that, sankalpa is made. You are specifying to Bhagavan or whatever that deity, what for are you doing this? And the general sankalpa, which is approved by all Shastras, what? Mamopata Duritakshaya Dvara Sri Parameshwara Prityate Aham Idam Karishe. The priest will say, oh, tell Mama, Mama is mine. And he will rattle out. Mamopata Duritakshaya Dvara Sri Parameshwara Prityate Aham Idam Karishe. I am doing this for pleasing the Bhagavan by annihilating, destroying my past sins. So therefore, depending on one's age and also one's inclination, one has to take to karmas or upasanas or present Kali Yuga, Bhagavan's Nama Sankirtana, or exposing to the glories of Bhagavan, etc., by which it gets nullified and slowly Viveka dawns. For this, a life lived for a sufficiently long time with the dharma, based on dharma, the Vaidika Achara Samhita, as per the Vedas, do's and don'ts being observing that, is necessary. A mind steeped in adharma cannot hope to do the Duritakshaya or nullify the past sins. We have to start from there. Once Viveka is there, you are able to see the right objects of the world in the right perspective. Slowly, the Vairagya grows. Even though these prayers, Annapurne Sadapurne Ishvara Pranavallabhe Jnana Vairagya Siddhartham Bhikshan Dehi Cha Parvati. Annapurne Sadapurne Ishvara Pranavallabhe, the very breath of Ishvara. Please, Bhiksha, give me food. Give me. Why? Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham. For gaining Jnana, Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, for which I do need Vairagya. See, even such thing, the means to gain the highest is there. You must be knowing that. Where in Varanasi, Kashi, there's an Annapurna temple, which is a strange practice. What is it? In temples, first the bhoga, the naivedya, the food is offered to Bhagavan, and then it is distributed to all as prasad. Here, first devotees are fed, and after the bhog is offered to Annapurna. It depends. It is because of the instance why Annapurna was there. It happened, it seems. Shiva and Parvati, some difference of opinion came. Or Shiva insulted Parvati badly. Well, in the course of this, she got very angry, disappeared. And who is she? Prakriti, Annapurna. No food. All Rishi Muni said, hey, what is happening? They went to Shiva, see what is happening. No food available. Shiva realizes mistakes. Oh, out of joke, I did some, I stepped beyond a limit. Don't worry, I will see that, he said. And he could find out where Parvati is. And went in the form of a, not as a Shiva, in the form of a bhikshu, sannyasi. Bhavati bhikshandi. The culture. Parvati didn't know who it is. Shiva. She had to offer. Shiva ate it. Hunger of all got satiated. Then she know. So therefore they say, then temple, first, the people who are hungry, because she is here, they are fed, and then she takes. That's okay. So even there, food we are asking for what Jnana Vairagya Siddhartha. Not khao piyo maja karo. Not for that. Shud vyadhi chikitsata. Hunger is the thirst, treat it. Not for catering the what fancies of the palate. With it. All that we need is Jnana Prasada, Vishuddha Sattva, for which Vairagya is necessary. So take to Viveka. If not possible, take to other means by which you live the life of Dharma, take to Viveka, get Vairagya, and proceed to discover your Swarupa. So therefore, Jnana Prasadena Vishuddha Sattvaha Bhavati. Mumukshu becomes the one who has got Shuddha Antakarana. That is what is required. Main means. If that is gained, gaining Atma Jnana is like this. Just the matter of price. So then what happens? Tataha. What is Tataha? Tasmad Vishuddha Sattva. Tasmad Buddhi Prasadena. Buddhi Prasadena. Tataha. This Mumukshu is how he is tam nishkalam pashyati. Pashyate, sakshat kurute, directly knows that this is my Swarupa. Even that notion that this is mine is not there. If this is mine, I am different, and what is mine is different. No. Self-evident, aparoksha anubhava, what I am in reality, which is self-evident and not known through any means whatsoever. Other means are necessary to develop this disposition, the state of buddhi, wherein the Swarupa can get exhibited, revealed on its own. Uttam Pashati. And what is the nature of Atma? Nishkalam. Kala means here parts. Avayava. Nishkalam means Niravayavam. Avayava Rahitam. Free from limbs, free from parts. Means Akhandam. Non-divisible, no part. Means Advayam. Non-dual in nature. The Niravayava. Nishkala also can mean free from 16 kalas. In Prashnopanishad, the last question is about Shodasha Kala Purushaha. Shodasha Kala Purusha. A prince who was interested in Adhyatma goes to a great Mahatma, a sage, and requests Bhagavan, can you teach me what is that Shodasha Kala Purusha? The sage says, my dear, sorry, I don't know myself. The prince gets dejected and he goes. So that sage, along with other 5 of them, who are very adept in Saguna Brahma Upasana. Upasana, meditation on Paramatma Tattva with the name and form, Namarup. They go to a Rishi Pippalada. And of course, 6 of them have got each different question. And therefore, 6 questions are asked and replies given. The last one is 6 is Shodasha Kala Purusha. So Pippalada described it is that 16 kalas means 16 facets in terms of upadhis of Brahma. What are they? They are enumerated there. Means all upadhis from causal, subtle to gross level, falsely attributed, adhyastha, superimposed on Chaitanya Rupa Atma Brahma, enumerates. And finally says, Atma Brahma is free from all these 16 upadhis. So Nishkala, free from kalas, parts, upadhis, can be Shodasha Kala, Rahita Purusha. In the creation, the same Purusha, Brahma, Chaitanya, appears as though it had got 16 parts, but truly not so. So therefore, Nishkalam, Dhyayamanaha. Mere exposure to Vedanta Shravana is not enough. If you do not have Shuddha Antakarana and Chitta Naishchalya. if you have perfect Shuddha Antakana or Jnana Prasada as told, and also Chitta Naishchalya or Chitta Ekagrata, that capacity of the mind to dwell on one and the same Dheya, not deviating from that. Such persons are called Krita Upastaya. Krita Upasti means one who has taken to Upasti means Upasana, meditation on Paramatma Tattva with the form, to the point of Sakshatkara of that Daivata. To have the vision of that, that person has got single pointed concentration. If you have that, Shuddhantakarana, just 3 minutes Vedanta inquiry is enough for you to blast the ignorance and its effect, the Jagat, and be absorbed in the Swarupa. In Jivan Mukti Viveka, Vidyaranya Muni laments as it were, Ayo, Idanintanaha. At this time he says, Idanintanaha means nowadays people, at his time are not now, still degraded. To people today, what they do? Straight away jump in Vedanta. And they're sincere. And they do get something because of the teaching of the Acharya, who knows what it is all about and who is able to communicate to them. But they are not able to retain it because the mind has still no capacity to do that. For them, Nididhyasana, the repeated meditation on Atma Swarupa, true nature of oneself, to the exclusion of dissimilar thoughts or thoughts of Anatma, is necessary for a sufficiently long time period so that the mind gets absorbed in the Swarup, for which the mind needs to be withdrawn with the preoccupation in the world by taking to sadhana such as earlier few mantras earlier described as Satya Adi sadhana. Satya, tapas. Tapas there means not other tapas. Indriya Sanyamana. Mana Ekagrata. By developing this, one has to take to repeated meditation. And meditation, how, etc. methods are given of that of bow and or arrow with the help of Omkara already given earlier. So Dhyayamanaha. With this, he can know that he is a person who has developed Vishuddha Antakarana. So by such dhyana, the mind taking to such meditation can gain the Swarupa. So here it was told, Tam Nishkalam Dhyayamana Pashyati. Such Mumukshu, who has prepared oneself as told so far, sees, directly knows, he is aware of the Swarupa directly. In what way? How does he know it? It is like this. Like this, he knows. What is it? Eshaha anuratma chetasa veditavya yasmin pranaha panchadha samvivesha. Pranai chittam sarvam otam prajana yasmin vishuddhe vibhavati esha atma. This is where Atma Swarupa gets revealed. And what is the nature of that Atma? Esha anu. Anu. Anu means atomic. Very sukshma. Very subtle. What do you mean by subtle? In contrast with the stula, gross. Grosser a thing, more perceptibly available. Subtler a thing, less perceptibly available. And here, the grossness or the subtlety of this entity is determined by its gunas. Gunas in terms of shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. What is five? More gunas like Prithvi, process. One guna like Akasha, subtle. Where the shabda, unique feature of Akasha, is not there, even that it's earlier, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, all are not there. That is the entity Chaitanya Rupa Atma Brahma, most subtler than even the Akasha space, which has got one feature. Subtler the entity, more difficult to perceive. Entity which is what? Totally subtle, even the least feature is not there. Impossible for perception. So it shows that not that they see by the perception of the indriyas. Whatever. Esha anu. Ati sukshma. Ati indriya. And this way it has to be known means it is this way these mumukshus know it to have equipped themselves as earlier. What is the way? Esha anu, Esha atma anu. This atma is most subtle. Even the shabda, sound, is not its feature. Leave alone the other thing. Rasa, Gandha, Rupa, etc. But it can be known how? As told earlier, Chetasa Veditavya means these people know it by Chetas. Yet Chetas stands for Vishuddha Buddhi, described in the earlier mantra. So it can be known by Vishuddha Buddhi. So where is it available? We'll see further.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो